Following the recognize the house but not the loan policy, a new policy has been added to the toolbox of the Shanghai property market. On the evening of December 14, Shanghai officials announced the optimization of housing credit policies and adjustments to ordinary housing standards. After the policy adjustment, ordinary housing standards no longer depend on the total price, and the down payment ratio for the first home has dropped to a minimum of 30%. At the same time, the interest rates for the first and second homes have been reduced across the board. Decline. The Shanghai Municipal Housing and Urban Rural Development Management Committee, the Municipal Housing Administration Bureau, the Municipal Planning Resources Bureau, the Municipal Finance Bureau, and the Municipal Taxation Bureau jointly issued the Notice on Adjusting the Standards for Ordinary Housing in the City on December 14th, announcing that starting from December 15th, the standard for ordinary housing in Shanghai will be adjusted, starting from now on. According to the New Deal, ordinary housing that can enjoy preferential policies should meet the following conditions. At the same time, first, multi-high-rise housing with more than 5 floors, including 5 floors, as well as old-fashioned apartments, new style lanes, old style lanes, etc., with less than 5 floors. Second, single-family houses. The building area of a suite is less than 144 square meters, including 144 square meters. Compared with the original policy, the new policy eliminated the price standard and no longer linked it to the total price and location of the house. At the same time, it raised the construction area standard from 140 square meters to 144 square meters. Some intermediaries said that this policy adjustment will directly affect customers' value-added tax and personal income tax. Take residents selling non-ordinary houses that have been held for more than 5 years as an example. If they become ordinary houses after the adjustment of standards, they will be exempted from the 5.3% value-added tax and surcharges previously. Non-ordinary houses were levied on the difference. If personal income tax is involved, the levy is 1% of the total price. Previously, non-ordinary housing was levied at 2% of the total price. After the introduction of the Shenzhen policy, the market has expected adjustments to the Shanghai policy. The implementation of this policy has effectively reduced housing transaction costs. In his view, adjusting ordinary housing standards is a real benefit for the government. According to the manager of an agency store in Shanghai, according to statistics on the inventory of our back-end system, after the introduction of the New Deal, 87% of the properties can be immediately changed from non-ordinary residences to ordinary residences. This also means that these houses, the source can directly save VAT when trading. And for big-ticket properties, it's even more of a plus. For many high-priced houses, the landlord's original purchase price is basically 1 million yuan to 2 million yuan per unit. With the development of the real estate market, the current value is more than 10 million yuan, far exceeding 4.5 million yuan within the inner ring. The price is limited to RMB unit, so if it is considered as non-ordinary residential property, it is often necessary to pay hundreds of thousands of RMB in value-added tax. This policy no longer sets price limits, which will actually reduce transaction costs, said a broker in Shanghai. Customers who are sensitive to policies have already taken action on the night of the New Deal. During an interview with the paper, an intermediary store located in the Yuanshan section of Pudong facilitated a transaction on the night of the New Deal. Customers who were still waiting on the sidelines chose to interview the landlord. After the new policy was implemented and signed a contract that night, we learned about the policy at around 6 p.m. and then organized meetings and promotions. The salesperson also started calling customers to inform them that the customer who signed the contract tonight had not been successful in making an appointment before, because the price was not in the customer's heart. However, we successfully made an appointment tonight. Interview the landlord. It is understood that the price of the above-mentioned house is about 13 million yuans, while the customer's psychological price is 12 million yuans. Due to the price difference of more than 1 million yuans, the transaction has not been completed. After the new policy was implemented, the original tax of more than 700,000 yuans was directly saved. After nearly 3 hours of negotiation, the customer successfully negotiated and signed a contract at around 23 o'clock that night. However, judging from visits to multiple stores, there were not many cases of signing contracts that night. Most agents are in the stage of telephone communication with owners. Because the policy has just been implemented, we mainly maintain communication with customers first. Tell them that the policy is good, and suggest customers to actively enter the market. At this stage, the people who actively consult are basically customers who have had a need to buy houses in the early stage, or customers who are in the process of replacement, relatively sensitive to policies. There are also many rational customers who believe that subsequent policies will be relaxed and choose to continue to wait and see. Feedback from a broker in Shanghai. On the same day, Shanghai issued an optimized differentiated housing credit policy, announcing that the down payment ratio for first homes would be reduced from 35% to 30%. Second homes would implement differentiated policies and lower the interest rate floor across the board. According to the new policy, the lower limit of the commercial personal housing loan interest rate for the first home will be adjusted to no less than the loan prime rate LPR minus 10 basis points for the corresponding period, and the minimum down payment ratio will be adjusted to no less than 30%. The lower limit of commercial personal housing loan interest rates for second homes will be adjusted to no less than the loan prime rate LPR plus 30 basis points for the corresponding term, and the minimum down payment ratio will be adjusted to no less than 50%. At the same time, in order to support the promotion of the 5 new cities and the high-quality development of the key areas of North-South transformation, and promote the integration of industry and cities, and the balance of employment and housing, the Lingang new area of the Free Trade Zone and the 6 cities of Jiading, Qingpu, Songjiang, Fengxian, Baoshan, and Jinshan, the entire administrative region implements differentiated policies. The lower limit of commercial personal housing loan interest rates for second homes is adjusted to no less than the loan quoted rate LPR, plus 20 basis points for the corresponding term, and the minimum down payment ratio is adjusted to no less than 40%. Shanghai Yizhi Real Estate Research Institute pointed out that the decline in down payment ratios for first and second homes has directly lowered the market entry threshold for first homes that are just in demand and second homes that are for improved housing. Take the purchase of a second home with the total price of 6 million as an example. In the past, the down payment ratio was 70%, and the down payment required was 4.2 million. Under the New Deal, the down payment ratio is 50%, and the down payment is 3 million, which means the down payment is reduced by 1.2 million. If the housing belongs to the area where differentiated policies are implemented, the down payment ratio is 40%, and the down payment is 2.4 million, which reduces the down payment expenditure by 1.8 million. At the same time, mortgage interest rates have fallen, directly reducing monthly payments or mortgage loan costs. Calculated based on the standard of 2 million loan principal, 30-year equal principal and interest, and second home loan interest rate. The past mortgage interest rate was 5.25%, and the monthly payment was 11,044 yuans. Based on the New Deal's 4.5% interest rate, the monthly payment is 10,134 yuans. In this comparison, the monthly payment before and after the New Deal decreased by 910 yuans. For regions that implement differentiated policies, the burden reduction effect is more obvious. For customers with improvement needs, the reduction in down payment ratio will increase their confidence in entering the market. It is understood that the house of Mr. Wang, a citizen, has been on the market for more than a year. Considering the needs of his family for work and study, Mr. Wang previously planned to move from the Shangnan section of Pudong to the area close to the central district in Hongkou. Since the down payment is not enough, he places his hope in the house he currently lives in. Sold and later improved. This time, after the down payment ratio for first and second homes has dropped, Mr. Wang believes that whether it is selling or buying, the pressure on both ends has been reduced. If someone comes to see the house again, I don't have to pay 70% down. There are still some buyers who can pay 50% for my house. I can also talk about the house I originally wanted. If we can't reach an agreement, the range of houses I can choose has also expanded. With the favorable new policies, Shanghai real estate companies have also begun to take action. On the night when the new policy was released, some real estate companies announced that many of their sales offices would remain open 24 hours a day. A staff member of the sales office of a project told the paper that he has received a notice from the company to be on call 24 hours a day. As for whether the sales offices, visitor flow and purchase volume will increase significantly after the issuance of the new policy, the staff member said that he still needs to look at the scene. According to a marketer of a residential project in Baoshan, the company is still interpreting the new policy. As soon as the policy comes out, and the effect depends on the market response. However, the company has taken new measures to attract customers, contacting customers who have insufficient down payments and replacement customers before, and screening customers who have reduced their down payments due to the new policies. At the same time, the company communicates with brokerage companies to conduct channel management and understand new replacement customers. Customer trends.